All right, what is going on, guys? It is the Rally Nerd's dream. It is the 48-hour Chrono Stage. Stage number 2 of the 2025 Dakar Rally is underway, and right now they're in that lull where they're stopped for the evening, and we're going to be getting ready to see these guys off the next morning. So start times have already been doubled out, given to the competitors. They're going to be hearing a series of horn honks tomorrow morning in Saudi. Right now, it is currently midnight over there. So these guys still got a few more hours to go before they get started. Approximate start times that I saw are right around 7 a.m. So this isn't a results show because, well, we don't have any results yet. This is just keeping up, giving an update on where the guys are at. So speaking of which, updates. So you've got different rest zones along this, 6 of them to be exact. The fastest competitors right now are sitting at rest zone E. So they've only got one more rest zone to go, and then from there, it's the end of the stage. So very, very impressive. Last year, they did this. They made it about the same to the second to last rest zone, in which only equated about a 100-kilometer stint to the end. So not much going on there. It was a very fast day for them. 100 kilometers, only about 60 miles. For all of these Rally GP guys, it's easy work. So it almost ended up being like 2 whole rest days for them, which I'm sure is, much needed with what these guys are doing. But again, that was halfway through the rally. This time around, this is stage 2. So these guys still are fresh. They still got a lot going on, still getting ready for it. But let's talk a little bit about that. So Rally GP guys right now sitting at the second to last bivouac, or second to last rest zone, which is going to be about a little over 300 kilometers away from the finish line. So this is still a long ways to go for these guys, but let's talk a little bit about it before we give you guys the update of the 21 who are there in the bikes, and then we'll start talking about the vehicles as well. Vehicles, remember, are on a separate course, but they are in the same camp zones as these guys, or the same rest zones. So Rally GP right now, as it sits, the guys are right around kilometer 630. Looking at the stage breakdown, the terrain and stuff like that, and you can see this as well. I'll drop the link down in the description. It's on the Dakar website. You scroll all the way to the bottom. It's going to load some additional information. Scroll again to the bottom, and then you're going to see a little button or a little link there that says live. You can click on that, and that's going to get you to the live scoring, and it's also going to get you to the map as one of the tabs that you can see. So we'll talk about the map here in just a few minutes, but right now let's take a look at this as it sits stage-wise. The breakdown of the stage. Now, if you guys remember, we did the preview show, and we knew that there were some dunes. We knew that this thing was mixed up, and they had a lot of different terrains that they were going to be tackling against. But seeing how the stage is broken up, the dunes were earlier on. So right now, they've already cleared that. The dunes were right around up to kilometer 413. And then they do have another small dune section that looks like right around kilometer 729 on this course. Remember, we're going to kilometer 957 to 967, somewhere in that range. It is important to note that that's it. No more dunes. Why is that even a subject? Well, we're talking about that simply because the guys that have been racing this, especially the faster guys, a lot of these guys are really, really akin to open desert, fast, rocky kind of stuff, kind of terrain. Well, we're down to that, and now we're into their home territory. So I think that there could be some change up in how the running orders are. Mason Klein, for one, a little bit further back, going to be taking a little bit to get back up to the spot, get back up into that lead group. He's got a lot of tracks to follow to get to the next rest zone and then finish up the stage. It's still going to be a little bit longer of a day for him, but not too bad. He's roughly only about 15 to 20 kilometers back from the lead group. So easy to make up, we think, and especially if the terrain is going to favor them a little bit more. So that is the breakdown towards the end of the stage, what these guys got left. Remember, the dunes are almost gone. There's only a smaller stint in there, and it's going to be a lot of sand track, and a little bit of dirt track in there as well. So very, very awesome to see that. It's going to be a very fast end to the stage. We'll see how it goes. This year, they're talking a lot more about dust. Last year, if you guys remember, I don't know if you know the area of Saudi where the Dakar is being held, but they received their entire rainfall for the year the week of the Dakar Rally. So the entire year, all of that rain summed up into 1 week with the Dakar Rally. Stories of flooding, stories of wet desert, rocks, green. There were so many helicopter shots in it. You would never know that they were racing in Saudi Arabia. So very, very awesome to see on that one. Okay, let's jump in. Who's at that bivouac or who is at that rest zone E? So in the Rally GP category right now, sitting at rest zone E is going to be Daniel Sanders on the Red Bull Factory KTM bike. Looks like Ricky Brabeck, Monster Energy Honda, Ross Branch on the Hero Motorsports team, Tasha Sharena in the number 4 spot, or 4th fastest to that section, Monster Energy Honda. Skylar House, 5th fastest, Monster Energy Honda. Pablo Quintanilla, same Monster Energy Honda. Luciano Benavides, Red Bull KTM Factory, 7th fastest there. Adrian Van Beveren on the Monster Energy Honda. So you've got the whole Honda team sitting at that campsite. So very impressive there to see Ricky Brabeck within striking distance. If you guys remember, we heard Kyle McCoy talking about who his favorites were to win at the stage and do well. And, well, they're up there. You've got Ricky Brabeck with a time of 7:42.36 to get there. And then you've got Daniel Sanders with a time of 7:41.56. So not much time between those two guys. So we could say we still got a ways to go. Tasha Sharena, we already know that. Let's go Van Beveren in the number 8 spot. Cornejo, 9th there. Bradley Cox is also there. He is 10th fastest. Santolino on the Sherco, 11th fastest. Stefan Svitko in the 12th. Michek, 13th fastest. Rudy Gonsalves on the Sherco, 14th. And then it looks like Jager, 15th. Mayo, 6th. Mare on the HT Honda, or excuse me, HT Husqvarna, 17th. Then you've got Luciano Benavides also there. Excuse me, Kevin Benavides. So that is Kevin Benavides actually sitting in at rest zone D with them. So you've got 17 riders from Rally GP there, and then you've got a few of the Rally 2 guys that made it all the way there. Darty, you've got Edgar Canet, Tobias Ebster, and Niels Therick. Those are the 4 Rally 2 guys. So you've got 17 Rally GP and 4 Rally 2 guys all the way there. So very impressive to see. I mean, these guys are, I guess, jockeying for a position in Rally GP for next year. I don't know. So we'll see how it goes on there. It looks like Jacob Argubright, 5th fastest, but he's going to be sitting at Camp Zone D. Milik, Dumatier, DeVasey, Drage, Engel. So a lot of guys making it all the way over to that Camp Zone D, or Rest Zone D, and still going to have a little ways to go tomorrow. So still looking at the start times that they have assigned, it looks like we're going to have guys leaving here in about 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours in Saudi. Right now, it is currently midnight, 12:30 to be exact, in Saudi. Right now, 1:28 here in the U.S. on the Pacific Coast. And I don't know. There's still plenty of time. So what do you guys think? Who's going to move up the rankings? We've got a lot of ground to cover. So it could be anywhere. All right, let's go take a look at the cars really quick. Same thing. Remember the breakdown. Very similar breakdown left. The cars do have a shorter dune section towards the end of the stage than what the moto guys do, but still a lot of breakdown. Dirt track, sand track, very easy for these guys, very fast, I'm sure. So let's take a look at the cars right now. Let's see here. That is for the Ultimates. We're going to look, just take the same one. All right, here we go. So in Camp Zone E, we're going to have quite a few guys in the vehicles all the way down to 27. So you've got more cars at Camp Zone E than you do have bikes. Very interesting. So let's take it from the top. Al Rahaji from Saudi, going to be your first there. I got a time of 6:57.03. So remember, slightly longer stage for the vehicles, and they have a faster time there. So again, big strain, different kind of thing, different areas. Nasser Al-Attiyah also there at E. Ekstrom, 3rd fastest. Legman, 4th fastest. Jacopini, 5th fastest in the overdrive. Boderhill, Toyota Gazoo Racing, our boys Toby Price and Sam Sunderland making it there as well. Those guys hanging out. They were 7th fastest to get to the Camp Zone E. I'm just confirming here because all of a sudden they start switching over. So then let's take a look here. Who else do we got going on? Benagas. So we got a lot of them. Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh, 15th fastest. They're sitting at E. Let's take a look. Sebastian Loeb, 17th fastest. He's also there. Ferreira in the 18th spot. He's in the mini. Let's take a look. Seth Quintero is also there, 24th fastest. He is on that Toyota Gazoo, or in that Toyota Gazoo Racing T1 Plus vehicle. And then from there, Carlos Sainz, 25th. Carlos Sainz with a little bit of an incident today, but was able to get it corrected and get back underway. So, and made it all the way to E. So still in the what we would call the lead pack since they're furthest down the course. Then from there, let's see, we got Gutierrez and Moreno in the 27th spot. And then it is Steve and Villalobos in the 28th, and they're their first ones out in Camp Zone D. So very awesome to see this. I mean, there's a lot going on this stage. There's a lot of room left. There's a lot of stuff to go. So again, I think that we're going to see some probably changes towards the end of this. It's going to get really, really fast. I would look to see maybe Seth Quintero, Brock Hager also make up some time. All of the guys that grew up racing in Southern California, I think it's going to very much, or I shouldn't say Southern California, but the guys that grew up racing in the deserts of the West Coast, Southwest United States, will probably capitalize a little bit on rougher terrains, sandier terrains, but not maybe so hot in the dunes. So the dunes have been very challenging. These guys early on, I saw a lot of the pictures from testing where people are burying front tires on the bikes all of a sudden, which is really crazy. I have no idea how these guys deal with it, but they do, and they've made it happen. But man, it is absolutely crazy. So that is kind of the update on where these guys are at. We'll have more results tomorrow, first thing in the morning. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Just right now, it's, again, a lot of guys spaced out, and you have these short stints from campsite to campsite. They could all of a sudden out of nowhere net a huge change, especially if there's trickier notes ahead. So with that being said, guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, drop comments, all of that stuff. We're reading them as fast as we can and getting through them. I hope you guys are enjoying the Dakar coverage so far. We'll see you guys in the morning.